video. I'm hoping to document the next 9 months. Jay and I found out a week ago that we are expecting. It's a blessing, and we feel really lucky to be able to experience this together and hopefully give Luca a sibling.
Okay, so what I see right now is a gestational sac, and that's one of the first things we can see in ultrasound in pregnancy. It's measuring 6 weeks and 3 days, and I'm not seeing anything inside the gestational sac at this point. That doesn't mean that there isn't anything in there. The gestational sac it's not as accurate as seeing a baby. So you could be a little less or a little further along, we don't know. Let's scan you again in a couple of weeks and see if by then we should be able to see a baby. So we'll know how things are going.
I'm trying to keep it together. It's obviously really fresh. I left my ultrasound appointment like an hour and a half ago, and it didn't really hit me until I got home, and I had to talk to my boyfriend and just kind of sit with it. I had my 8-week ultrasound appointment this morning. It was just my insurance went in started today, so I just had a free ultrasound booked at a center near the city that I live in, and I can't go off my last menstrual period, so because I was coming off the IUD, so I never had a cycle. I just got pregnant right away, and I was beginning, I was worried that my uterine lining wasn't strong enough. I didn't think that it would implant. We weren't trying, so I just was trying to stay optimistic but be realistic about either way. But my plan, no matter what, was to document this pregnancy because I have one healthy child and I have had a miscarriage before, and I was young with both of those, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to about that at the time. None of my friends had experienced anything like that, and watching videos on YouTube really helped me. And now that I'm a little bit older and more experienced, I thought that it could be helpful for me to document this. Obviously I knew that this could be an outcome, but I was hopeful and optimistic going into my appointment this morning. Jay couldn't come, he had to work, and I brought my sister with me, and the ultrasound measured like 6 weeks 3 days, which really I don't think is possible. I was testing positive 6 weeks ago, which would at least probably put me at 8 weeks. And there wasn't anything in the gestational sac. It was empty. She didn't see an embryo. I just stayed calm. I was with my sister. Maybe I was trying to be strong, I don't know, but it didn't really hit me till I got home, and I had to tell Jay. I know he's really excited. He told his family and they're really excited, and I was just waiting to tell mine, just to get confirmation that it was good news. I was gonna announce it today, probably, or this week. I got a little onesie that has like the due date on it from Etsy, and some other things that I was gonna take a picture and announce it. But my guess is that it's either a blighted ovum or just a miscarriage and stopped growing at 6 weeks. I had a dating scan 2 weeks ago, and the sac they didn't look the same, but the other one said it was 6 weeks too. It did look smaller than this one. It was 2 different places, 2 different ultrasounds, so I'm not really sure, but going off what they told me, nothing's changed in 2 weeks. There's no embryo. So I don't know. I think I had been preparing my mind for both. Of course, I'm still sad. I think miscarriage is devastating, whether you were planning to get pregnant or not. It's always hard, and I know this is really fresh. I'm not just trying to come on the camera and cry, but I tend to detach from my emotions really quickly. Maybe that's dimmed down a little bit now that I'm a mom, but growing up and just my whole life, I've pretty much, I don't know, I either like become numb, or I just detach and move on, or stay really busy with other things, and I don't really tend to sit with my emotions. And I'm trying to feel my feelings and work through them so I don't bury them. And I also just want to completely share everything about this experience, even if it's not positive, because I know I'm not the only one that has or will go through something like this. And so I guess I just wanted to, I mean, the last thing I wanted to do was start recording and say all this stuff, but at the same time, I've been prepping to do this, to announce this. I was gonna make an 8-week update. I was hoping to have better news, but it is what it is. I have an appointment with my OBGYN at 2:30. So the ultrasound tech was like, you know, there's still hope, basically. I could just have my dates off. But I guess I don't really see how that would be possible. I mean, if I've had 2 ultrasounds in 2 weeks and nothing, it's not measuring any bigger, that just kind of tells me everything I need to know. Both of these ultrasounds were abdominal. If you're not familiar, that's where they do it, a normal one, like over the tummy. They might want to do a transvaginal ultrasound where it's internal and you can see much more clear, and you can see from earlier on what's going on. They might do that today. They might do some blood work, probably check my HCG levels. I don't know. At this point, I'm not having any cramping, no bleeding, no signs, and that's why I think that it might be a miscarriage, which just sucks, because I think at this point you just wait to start passing the tissue or whatever's left in there. I don't know. I guess if it keeps progressing and gets too big, I think there's some medicine you can take to miscarry or to help pass it, or you might have to get a DNC. I don't know, because there was no embryo. I don't think that would be necessary if I'm only measuring 6 weeks, and I was measuring 6 weeks 2 weeks ago. Then maybe I will soon start to, maybe my body will recognize that it's not viable and start the miscarriage process on its own, or maybe just with the medication that helps start that process. So yeah, it's 12:22 right now, so my appointment's in 2 hours. My boyfriend will be home, so hopefully he'll be able to drive me and come in with me. He's just as upset, but you know, we know that we have plenty of time. We weren't planning this. It was totally a shock, so we kind of had it in our minds that we would get married and get a house before we started having kids. We've always known that we've wanted kids, but we certainly weren't in a rush. So I kind of getting blindsided by a pregnancy and then blindsided by a miscarriage is kind of just a roller coaster of emotions, for sure. I will say with Luca, I had hyperemesis, so I was extremely sick from like 7 weeks on. I was throwing up all day, every day. Usually if you have that in one pregnancy, you're more likely to have that with all of them. But reading online, I like to read the forums on Baby Center, and a lot of the moms have said they were really sick with one and not sick with the other, or just some weren't sick at all and some didn't have symptoms. So I wasn't too concerned with the fact that this time I wasn't really having any symptoms. I mean, I guess in the back of my mind that kind of worried me, just because with Luca, with my son, I had every symptom and they were all like on the severe end of it. But this time I didn't really have any symptoms, and I just thought, well, since I found out, I started manifesting a healthy pregnancy and an easy pregnancy. So I just thought maybe like that's coming true for me. I don't know. But of course, in the back of my mind, I thought like, you know, it can be a sign. But they say that it's not a very good sign, just because some women are they have different pregnancies, but it can be a sign that the pregnancy isn't progressing, or that something's wrong. So I'm sure after this next appointment, if they confirm my fears, I will probably be upset for a little bit. It's always, something like this is always going to sting, but I will probably, I'm pretty sound-minded, I like to think, sometimes, not all the time, but I'll probably be able to collect myself and have some better content about how I'm going to get through this, what I'm gonna do next, and just collect myself, I guess. Like I said, I wanted to document this while it was still fresh. And yeah, I will get back on here after my appointment.